Is anyone out there in TV land?
I don't know, but Stan came in like a wrecking ball. He really did. Stan is a wrecking ball. Oh, here we are. Here we are again. Suzanne and Jim. Nobody's here yet. That's okay. There's been a lot of drama today. There's a lot of drama all week. So that is just like, I feel like I need, some alcohol and a Xanax and a nice long swim. It's been one of those weeks. I had lunatics coming out, the woodworks coming after me from Parlor of all things, saying that they were going to shut me down because apparently they think that my politics are wrong and I've never said anything about politics. Then we had the whole Natalie Kennett thing a little while ago where Natalie Kennett said she was a stalker and said a bunch of stuff and blamed it on KJ. And earlier today, I had to explain how with boundaries, it means that there's no one owes anybody else anything. Nobody owes anyone a response, no matter who they are. It's all up on them if they want to respond, not on the person who's trying to reach out to them. So we're here. It's Love After Lockup Sunday. We finally had to see the episode. Yeah. As you see, I used a screen cap of Stan coming in like a wrecking ball on that stupid climbing wall. And it was kind of funny because they didn't choose to start with the two of them, and I would have thought they would have. Instead, we got Shawn and Sara right away.
Is anybody out there?
Yeah, we got a couple people.
Oh, I see them.
So Stan and Sara, it was kind of weird, because last episode, they went to bed together finally. They finally had sex, and he immediately told her afterwards that he had lied to her about a lot of stuff. So we kind of got the tail end of that. I guess corn at a indoor picnic wasn't as romantic as he thought it was. Right. So I started looking at Shawn. Has he gained some weight? I mean, I started looking at him on that clip, and that was all I could think about. He chased Sara down the street through the snow and convinced her to come back to the house when she was trying to call her mother to come get her because they were still having the fight over all the lion. And somehow he talked her into it. I don't know how. I do not know how. The big one this week, though, for me was Lacy and Shane.
They were pretty rough with each other, I think. Especially, I think Lacy told him that she regretted marrying. That's pretty strong words. There are other sharp words, too, so.
He said that, she said that she regretted marrying him, she regretted having a baby, and she didn't love him. That she just did not love him. She did not love him. She said, and the thing is, she said all this at the.
Oh, hello. Somebody's out there. Bossy.
Hey, Bossy. She said all that crap at the marriage counselor's office. And it just made me laugh because Shane said about Lacy, he said she was smart but dumb, which I would say it's probably a pretty fair assessment of Lacy. Smart but dumb.
Oxymoron.
She called him a bad dad. She said that he was uninterested in helping out with the kids in any way, shape, or form. He didn't change any diapers. He didn't buy any diapers. He just had no interest in their kids, and called him lifeless and a nobody. He got to promote his OnlyFans. He kept talking about OnlyFans, and so did she. I just couldn't believe some of the stuff that was coming out of their mouths at each other, and couldn't believe the stupid marriage counselor came out and told him how angry he was. We saw no evidence of that in that session. The things the counselor said were really not appropriate for a marriage counselor to be saying to anybody this soon. Behind on law, yeah. It's easy to get back. It's easily to get behind on that
stuff. And then she called her ex trying to hook up with him.
John.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, this really needs to end. Feel bad for the kids. And neither one's very likable.
And all that money they spent on in vitro.
I know.
His OnlyFans, yep, no thanks. Yeah, the same way. Everybody keeps telling me about Deonte's OnlyFans and saying they got eggplant pics. Like, no, 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 no. I don't want to see anybody from Love After Lockup with their pants off. There's just no desire there to see any of that. And somebody posted on Reddit some of Lacy and Nicole's OnlyFans and the cam girl stuff they do, and it was gross. I know there's people out there that like that, but it was like strap on action. Oh, Kristoff fan, I've been on today as much as without a box of Kleenex. And I did not intend to. It's just like, oh my God, what all is happening? It's been a crazy week, as I was saying. Yeah, it's a high. We're here. And then we got Nicole and Tia. I feel bad for Tia. She's got these tumors on her liver, and she lost one of her kidneys. I mean, that's something horrible. Poor kid. So,
and Deonte still thinks he should hang around that situation. Like,
oh my God, more than that.
You really want to give all your money away, I guess, I don't know.
Deonte said that she was giving him signals, that Nicole was giving him signals that she wanted him to rescue her, that she wanted him to ride in on the white horse and just rescue her. So he's doing the white knighting thing.
That's her signal.
Yeah, that's her signal. It's a bat signal, but it's the dollar sign.
Put sucker on your forehead and then send more money.
What was it his mother said? His mother said something really, really funny when they
his mother and his friend actually given him good advice, which is cut your losses.
Yeah, Derek's got more common sense than anybody else. Derek said, get away from her. And the mama said, stop the damn bus. I kind of got a laugh out of that. So, okay. I don't know why this is acting up. Love After Lockup. So all that craziness. And Tia is still unsure if she's going to have the surgery. I felt bad for her because she was just shaking on the show. She was doing like this at one point. And I know what that's like. And you don't know whether it's going to be successful or not. But I would say if you have tumors on your liver, you should probably take care of that as soon as possible because it could be.
Yeah. And less worried about getting married right away and more worried about your health.
And then we have
to have some life insurance and health insurance.
We have to talk about Stan and his shaved legs dangling in the air. Dangling in the air. I just could not believe that Lisa told him about the catfish while they were hanging there. You remember Lisa and Stan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lisa and Stan. So anyway, she finally catfished him and he got up and they should have clipped him screaming, I missed an opportunity.
Yeah.
Saying that he missed an opportunity when he was hanging out with Lisa, that he should have not been hanging out with Lisa so he could hook up with these other women. So she busted him, and it was pretty interesting. And when he complained that she put him in a straitjacket and said they were going to have sex, and then she just left him there all tied up, I just about fell on the floor. It's the funniest thing to come out of Stan's mouth ever, even though I know that's just Stan's yuck. Yeah, I agree.
Neither one are likable, and they don't like each other, obviously. I don't really get it. If it weren't for the money, she wouldn't be there. If it weren't for kinky sex, he wouldn't. So they're better off split up. I think like Deonte is very likable. At least he gets taken advantage of. And then
Pappaw tried to justify all the horrible shit he was doing. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. But boy, it's hard to find likable among the others. Lacy, no, she's really.
And there were some crazy things that they said. Lisa accused Stan of trying to, quote, mac on the next bitch, unquote.
I mean, they're just kind of insulting and each other.
Stan said procrastinate instead of procrastinate. I couldn't believe that. It's like, what are you doing, Pappaw? And he was saying just crazy stuff. There's more than one fish in that pond.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
Well, then go find the other fish. Don't hang around with somebody that you just really don't like. They just don't like each other. So, their choice. But.
Speaking of fish, that leads us to John and Kristianna. Because John was putting in.
What do you call those fish?
He was putting in, what was it he said? A genie koi pond. That's exactly what he said. It's like, okay, is that like one of those koi ponds with evil fish in it or something. Maybe the fish look like Freddy Krueger. He's got a Freddy Krueger crap in his house. Just makes me laugh. So the bad news is Kristianna's mother has cancer. Kristianna looks good. And she says she's got a job. But John's laboring in his goddamn koi pond, which was kind of funny.
That's a quote, right?
Yeah, that was a quote. And
Boy.
they didn't have much of Amber and Puppy, but they were drunk and kind of making out a little bit. And I thought maybe they were going to get back together. It is sad for Kristianna. She's finally getting a good life and sober, and her mother's so sick. You're exactly right, Christopher. It's the saddest thing. And now I know the mama's name is Tammy. I had no idea all this time. I've been seeing her around.
I think the fact that John disinvited her sister, and that was such a big deal to the wedding. And that was such a big deal to Kristianna. I think that's going to come back to haunt him.
Of course it will.
I don't give him that one too much. I get that she's pretty sharp, but this last episode, I don't know.
She's making out with Puppy. They're trying to get Puppy to spend the night.
What sex she, if she's a straight or gay, but at least seems reasonably intelligent, can hold a job, or did for a while. The others struggle with that.
Well, Mama Tammy has the exact same wig that Lisa has in some of the confessionals. The real wavy one with the KJ-like headband. So I kind of laughed when I saw that. I was like, Tammy is rocking the same wig exactly. And then John driving the hover around, the little scooter around, like he was going to try and pop a wheelie. That was kind of funny. I laughed. Then he said he was a fixer of people and things. So it was actually kind of sweet. But I agree with Kristianna. I think it's awful that Tara is missing in action when her mother needs her.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised to see that Tammy's not living with him, because she started out living with John while Kristianna was in prison and stayed there after they got back. So I'm not sure what to make of that. It is so sad for Kristianna, though.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, Deonte isn't a jerk. He's just, I don't know. He really got smitten, and he won't give it up. I guess it happens to the best of us, but at some point, what's going to take to get him to, when he's going to have had enough. I don't know.
Well, I laughed because Sara made Shawn sleep on the sofa. I was like, go, girl. He lied to you, so you make him sleep on the sofa in his own house. What level of badassery is that? That's actually pretty funny. And the next morning, Shawn is sucking up and cooking this huge-ass breakfast with everything. And so it was a breakfast with indigestion, because she wanted to ask a bunch of questions. She asked him about the kids, about Kelly, the whole yard.
She's one that comes across as likable to me. One of the few. Sara, Deonte, Amber with possibilities anyway.
Kristianna.
Kind of.
I like Kristianna. I'm sorry. And I don't know. The two of them make it. I like Kristianna.
Well, she's got a long road to come back. So many mistakes. Maybe. I hope she does.
She's one of my favorites. She's on that list. So Shawn squiggled around, and he didn't really answer any real questions. I noticed that. He was just whining that he upended his entire life to come here and live with Sara, and he asked her to move in with him. She said no. Smart girl. And then Nicole started shopping for a fancy wedding dress. I couldn't believe it. She was with her mama? She was with her mom in the bridal shop.
Okay.
And she had a crazy meltdown. You were sleeping during that.
Yeah, I actually confess I fell asleep.
He fell asleep.
I've had really weird hours. So the other problem we have is it keeps going around that circle. It'll stick. So when it does that, it's easy to fall. You know what I mean?
It's we don't get.
The video doesn't continuous, it'll get stuck.
Sometimes we have buffering when we're looking at that stuff.
That makes it tough. It's like, oh, come on. And you wait for 15, 20 seconds.
Kristoff, she's one of my favorites too. Really, really, really. She seems pretty sincere, even though I wish somebody would take her and teach her how to do her makeup a little bit better, because her eyebrows and eyelashes are ridiculous as confessional scenes. And then you got Deonte's mother running in cooking for Deonte and saying all that, trying to tell him to stop the bus and all that. While Nicole is running around screeching she has doubts and falling down at the bridal shop and crying in the wedding dress. Oh, my goodness. So then that's the point where we have Deonte saying that Nicole is sending him secret signals to come rescue her. I don't know how he thinks that's happening. I'd love to know. Is there antenna? Does that involve? And then we're going to end with
never seen anyone smitten quite that bad.
And they ended the show.
You just won't give it up.
With I thought was the shittiest of the shitty. They had Lacy and Shane and the marriage counselor saying all the most inappropriate stuff to him about him being scary angry. I just could not get over that. If you have a marriage counselor that is seeing you one time only, listening to everything the wife is saying without trying to listen to both sides and figure out where the fault, that there's no fault, that you need to change your behavior. You need to change your behavior, but going for one partner and going after them, run. Anytime you have therapists like that, run. They're trying to blame you or your significant other. You know, it's a bunch of BS. We've talked about that before too. With therapy, I talk. My voice is going.
Well, I could say I fell asleep, unfortunately, so I can't comment on too many others. It's nice if you could get two likable people together, and it's tough to do. Yeah, like what's Shawn's girlfriend?
Sara.
Yeah, Sara is likable, and maybe if he could just stop lying, just tell the truth for a while, that could work out. But I don't know, you don't give a very good chance to so many of them. I mean, they have strikes against them already coming out of prison.
That's true, but you still, some of these people, you feel like taking them down to Sherwin-Williams and sticking their head in the paint shaking machine and flipping it on, because you're like, what are you thinking? Particularly Sara. I don't know what she sees in him. She needs to run. Well,
if he could stop his lying, he seems like an all right guy, but he's got to start telling the truth.
He's kind of a couple of bricks short of a load, don't you think? He's not really altogether there.
What are these guys? How do they pay their bills? I guess just income from the show. I don't know what else does he have. Is he employed or ever been employed?
He was working in auto mechanics and being the manager of an auto mechanics shop, that sort of thing. So he obviously isn't entirely stupid, but I just look at him and I can't understand what she sees in him whatsoever. And so then they showed us the preview of next week. It's Deonte crashing the damn wedding between Nicole and Tia. I guess he's still getting his secret signals from Nicole, the bat signal he thinks means come rescue me, and it really means bring buckets of money. Lacy, Shane, and John equal clowns. You are right. I think Shane needs to run as far away from her as he can get.
Yeah, but none of them likable. They really aren't. Yeah, I don't see any.
Sharp Entertainment, please stop bringing all these stoned weirdos. Bring us a couple at least we can root for, please. Even though I got to say, like I said, I do like Kristianna.
Well,
and I liked Marcelina too.
Yeah, they probably have a good chance, I think. They're both somewhat likable.
And I liked Rachel from the last season. I liked her a lot.
Why in the world she
hook up with that weirdo?
Did she marry him? I don't remember.
She did. Big Doug. Remember Big Doug Jr.?
He is what you call a sociopath. He just doesn't mix.
And she's got custody of.
Well, she should have custody, I think.
Little Doug. I think so too.
He must be back in jail, isn't he? He should come out.
I think I read somewhere that he was back in jail, or maybe back and. Yeah, I think he's missing a few brain cells. Shawn, something's not right with him. His mama dropped him as a baby. Something happened to him because he doesn't seem like he has very good sense. And I don't know what he's going to do about, was it 5 kids he left behind in Vegas? That's just pathetically scary.
Well, 7 total, right?
7 total?
I think so. Shawn? Does anybody know out there?
I think he had 5. With Kelly. I don't think he had any more with anybody else.
6 maybe it was.
I just want to know. Marcelina protecting inmates. I don't quite know.
Yeah, 6. That
6.
Sounds right.
Why do I think it was 5? Yeah, I don't know what led Marcelina to that. I think is maybe he had some bad experiences out there with a dating pool. He is living in Las Vegas. And while I'm not going to put down Las Vegas, I'm going to say everybody I've known that moves to someplace like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York, they seem to have, sometimes they can have difficulty finding somebody who, I guess, fits their needs. I mean, they showed all the pictures of Marcelino when he was a model, and damn, he was hot. I was really surprised to see that. I was like, whoa. And yeah, I read that Sara was pregnant, and I'm sad to see that he's going to be having number 7. Why is it it's the stupidest people that are having all these huge families and they're not exactly passing brain cells down? Even though I got to say, his kids seem pretty okay, the ones I saw.
Yeah.
They've shown on the show.
I mean, I give
Righteously angry.
I give him a chance because she made a mistake and paid for it. But she seems pretty normal. Other than that.
If she can stay away from drugs, that's the thing. She's got to be able to stay away from.
Oh, Sara's definitely pregnant, huh?
She definitely is. I've seen
it.
I've seen it. Yeah, I look at all the gossip about the cast because I'm always curious. Particularly with people like Shawn, we're looking at going that, can he really be that dumb? Can he really be that dumb? Yeah, he can be that dumb. He can absolutely be that dumb. At least this season we don't have to listen to him say about $50,000 like he did before. Every episode, at least once or twice. I think the production people probably wound him up and kept pushing that button.
But yeah, at least he's much better off, I think, with Sara. And hopefully he can turn it around and just stop lying. Help a lot. But Destiny was, oh my God, why did another one that abused him just like Deonte's getting abused.
She's been in and out of prison again, I think.
Oh, wait, Destiny actually slugged Shawn at one point. It's like, you don't get the message after that. I need to check for some brain cells or something.
Yeah, I don't approve of violence, but I can kind of understand that. I can understand what motivated her to give him, to clock him upside the head.
Well, it's all because of lying. Just stop the lying. I don't think you can't base a relationship on that.
Okay, I think that's it. I think we're all talked out on Love After Lockup. It is a crazy shit show. We love.
We're up to 6. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. And we'll be back next week. I can't wait to see what happens to the wedding of the century. And Deonte thinking he's going to ride in there and capture Nicole. Well, not capture her, rescue her.
Ride the other way, please.
Run the other way, Deonte. Okay, love you guys. See you later.
Bye.